This is fair use, fair use. I do not get paid or benefit from none of these videos. According to the Act 1976 Act, this is only for educational purposes only. So, thank you.
The U.S. launching.
President Trump following through on his threats to Iran, unleashing a new wave of heavy strikes in response to attacks on American forces.
And even stronger strikes could be on the way. The Wall Street Journal reporting that the commander-in-chief has been presented with a go-big option to wipe out the regime's missile capabilities.
Our chief foreign correspondent, Trey Yingst, is live in Tel Aviv with the latest for us. Hey, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Just 12 hours after President Trump warned Iran would get a beating, U.S. forces unleashed powerful strikes against the regime. Dozens of targets were hit, including IRGC military command centers, missile and drone facilities, along with remaining maritime capabilities. U.S. Central Command released a statement saying CENTCOM forces successfully completed a heavy wave of strikes against Iran in response to yesterday's attempted missile attacks on U.S. forces. The strikes aimed to further diminish threats posed by Iran and its proxies to American forces, commercial shipping, and neighboring Gulf countries. Earlier in the day, President Trump told Fox News, "We are going to beat the effing S out of them," after the Iranians launched that surprise missile attack on U.S. forces in Jordan. The president later spoke from the Oval Office, saying this.
We're going to hit them very hard. I mean, I can actually say that because in that, there's very little they can do about it. It was a different group than we're dealing with. They've already apologized. But, you know, we got to smack them a little bit.
Mr. President, you always get hit back when they strike?
Will I always hit back?
Yes.
Pretty much, yes.
The comments come as diplomatic efforts have been unsuccessful so far, and the region waits to see if the war will expand. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met Wednesday with Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. After the meeting, Netanyahu said this at a gathering of Christian Zionists.
And what I ask you is only one thing. Stand up. Stand up, be calm, don't cower. And, you know, when you're faced with an attack, what do? Attack back.
Here in Israel, the military remains on high alert, given the possibility the conflict could expand. Guys?
Hey, Trey, how convinced is Cooper or the administration that if they decide to go with the go big strategy, that it'll be effective to change the mindset of the Iranians?
It's a great question, and the short answer is we don't know. the ultimate decision will lie with President Trump as to whether or not he wants to order this larger strike package against the Iranian regime. And according to initial reports, this would work to further degrade Iranian ballistic missile capabilities in the region. And we saw those capabilities on display earlier this week when they went after U.S. forces in Jordan. But when the president spoke with Fox yesterday, he described how accurate these U.S. forces are on defense when they have to shoot down this incoming fire. But the primary goal of this larger strike package would initially be to destroy what remains of Iran's ballistic missile arsenal, go after any of their air defense systems that may have been repaired or redeployed, and further degrade Iran's ability to threaten U.S. forces or allies in the region.
So, Trey, adding to that, do you have any information?
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory and praises to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakahach Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule when I told us the truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, sworn the four corners of the earth. That's praising the names of Yahweh with Yahweh Shai daily. To you on this day, Shalom. This is Brother Nakar coming up for another edifying lesson, Lord willing, as well as it be as exalting. And like you see in the first clips of the video was Russia attacking the capital, the city of Ukraine, which, they've been going for war past year. And the second video is Trump bombing Iran, you see what I'm saying? Trying to destroy all their missile tactics and all that. But this video, I really want to deep dive to fourth generational warfare and fifth generational warfare and comparing both of those two, acts in AI mode. But we're going to grab some scriptures, man, because like I said, there's no way that you are here today and you don't know who are the Edomites of the day, which is a so-called self-proclaimed white man, started with the top elite baking families, Because all this war going around and people will still know the fact that this is the damn devil of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, they like to blame Jake for American issues. They said, Jake, it's a problem, but Esau, you are the problem. What Jake is doing in his little neighborhood is not affecting the whole entire world. You are literally going around bombing the world and making people's lives miserable. You see what I'm saying? Because what it said in so this is Proverbs 29. I used to always get this scripture because it's heavy. Proverbs 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Since this damn devil, and I ain't like this damn devil has ruled the world for a long time. About 450 years? Yeah, from the Greek Empire, Roman Empire, and Renaissance revive. Now we're here in Babylon the Great. You see what I'm saying? Now we know this damn devil, his captivity is coming to an end ultimately. But man, it's like they've been in war 90% of the time. They've been in rulership. You see what I'm saying? Because a wise king will make sure his kingdom, you see what I'm saying, is intact. His people is good. Like I always bring it up, I'm not going to go to it. The book of Sirach, the 10th chapter, it explains the unwise king and describing his people. You see what I'm saying? When your rulership and kingdom is unstable, it shows to the people. You see what I'm saying? Ultimately. But we tell you, these are the damn devils of the earth. They're fucking evil. And this is who they are. But let's go to Revelation 6 and 4, which is a scripture that jumped off the page, man, because it's a lot of war piracies coming to pass, and World War III is hyping it up. I got another video I'm gonna do, Lord willing. China is now supplying Iran, and we already know Russia was already getting Iran into it. Now China supposed to be giving them 400 missiles, something like that, and more militant power. I'm gonna do a video on that, Lord willing. You see what I'm saying, and do a more deep dive how like these countries are basically supplying each other. You see what I'm saying? It's not really underneath the table, but they're supplying each other to get an advantage over each other. You see what I'm saying? But this is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. There went another horse that was red. You see what I'm saying? Like Esau, he came out red. and power was given unto him that sat there and take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and that was given to him a great sword. That's Esau's blessing. You see what I'm saying? Is the sword. You know? And we just ain't saying it just be saying that. That's how this man rose. He don't know anything else but to wage war. You know, he uses blessing to, you know, he's using and abusing his blessing. And this damn devil, he's very powerful. You see what Trump said, you know, we're going to stop out hard. We're just going to stop him around a little bit. Talking about, they already had what he said? They had talk about it, and it wasn't from the Iranians who he had a meeting with. But anyway, let's go to the book of Job 20 and 6. Through all that, they really getting their ass kicked. They really getting their ass kicked over there, you know, to be honest. You see, they're struggling against Iran because if you think about it, over there in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, and they in the Straits of Hormuz over there, you know, like the Persian Gulf and all that, it's very hard to operate, shoot missiles, come back, get more supplies, and move over there. You know, because you think about it, they're using carriers and submarines to go over there. You see what I'm saying? And remember, when you're not fighting on your home turf, it's harder. You see what I'm saying? It's harder to for more supplies and be stable. You see what I'm saying? Let's get this. The book of Job, chapter 20, verse 6. Through his excellent mount up to heavens, his head reaching to the clouds. Yeah. Despite him getting his ass kicked, this damn devil is still powerful. He don't care. He's going to keep on talking his big shit like he got it all under control, but he really don't. This shit blowing up right in front of his face, and now other nations are joining in on Iran's side, which that's prophecy, you know. Everybody's gonna come against Babylon the Great in the small land and in a small house land, which is the Holy Land. And we can't wait for this prophecy to come to pass, you know, because we right there, man. It's like we don't have long here, man. We're ready to go. We're ready for the kingdom of heaven to be set on earth. We're ready for Yahweh to come back, Lord willing. But I mean, that's one of the scriptures I really want to bring out. Now I want to tap into the fourth generation warfare. I brought this out last week, one of my videos, but I never end up tapping into it. You see what I'm saying? But now I'm going to tap into it. Now, the first video I showed you was Russia bombing the capital in Ukraine called Kyiv. That's the capital of Ukraine. But you see how I showed you how the people out there cleaning up, they look at their mourning. You see what I'm saying? They just, you know, long-faced it, you know, sad and miserable. And more places are like that. In Iran also, you know, even the small hats. But one thing I say, you Babylonians, get ready, because when one missile slipped through here and hit this place, it's gonna be the same way. But this is fourth generation of warfare, and this is what ultimately what Americans doing, everybody doing this. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna just read you some. So fourth generation of warfare, it's a conflict model defined by decentralized non-state actors, asymmetric tactics, and attacks on political will. So basically like guerrilla warfare, and I call it low blow. They're doing low blows, right? It's a blurs the lines between war and peace, combatees and civilians, using all available networks. So what that means, when they bombing these schools and hospitals, they basically hitting it where it hurts. So if you think about it, it's killing you from the inside out. If I go ahead and bomb all your hospitals and all your supply warehouses, and then, you know, I worry about the military base last, you don't have no resources to go to. And then now the people, you know, like you got the combat medics and all the people in the hospitals who's supposed to be helping you, they're already dead. So this is what they legit doing. They bombing houses and neighborhoods, and, you know, cause basically it's no real battlefield, which it's gonna say that here. The battlefield is your city. Like if we had a war over here, you know, when it comes, you know, your city, the way you walk around every day, you go to the stores, that is the battlefield, you know, because I know movies always show Iraq, they in the Desert Storm and all this, a big field of dust. No, some of these wars are really been fought in towns and cities, and you see that, you know, core characteristics, non-state actors, fought by groups, insurgencies, if I said it right, or terrorists, rather formal national militaries. Psychological focus targets an opponent's culture, media, and political, or to make cost of war way too high. Then decentralized networks relies on small, flexible cells of communication, finds a set of rigid military hierarchies. Let's kind of skip down. I really want to get the more examples. Okay, so I asked them, does this mean casualties can happen to hospitals and schools from fourth generation warfare? It's a yes. Civilian infrastructure like hospitals and schools frequently suffer casualties in fourth generation warfare because of non-state actors. So that's what they call it. Sometimes America would try to say it was a collision, a collide with a missile. We didn't directly attack the spot, but it was just in the area, so it wasn't our fault. Technically, they would shoot a missile a mile away from the hospital, and that shit would blow up the hospital. Technically that's what it is. Or they say they're targeting this specific area, and that area would just right there. Lack of formal bases that embed themselves with civilian population, blending the combat zone with everyday life, making the protected sites vulnerable to collateral damage and deliberate exploitations. Why infrastructures are impacted. Blur's combat lines traditionally battlefields do not exist. That's what I'm talking about. Fighting occurs directly inside cities, neighborhoods, and community spaces. You see? Human shields, insurgents, adjacent groups, but deliberately position command centers, weapons catchers, rocket launchers near inside schools, hospital, and to deter attacks. Eccentric advantage. Weaker forces utilize public infrastructure for cover, knowing that the settled military will face severe international backlash, which is going on with the media. Oh, y'all bombing schools and hospitals. You killing kids and pregnant women. Political pressure, media condemnation for those structures are hit. So another way that these other countries are using those places to hide out. Like I think the movie American Sniper, one of the snipers was inside a school. You see what I'm saying? But it was people inside that school. I think it was that movie. So the soldiers it was very critical to not just shoot missiles at it because it was innocent hostages inside there. You see what I'm saying? But this is what these countries do. So you get that backlash from your people. You see what I'm saying? Psychological warfare, because FGW, which is fourth generation warfare, focus on destroying the enemy's political and moral will rather than just military hardware, attacking and exploiting his visible civilians' spaces, amplifies terror and media coverage. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it really is. So that fourth generation warfare is mainly to attack civilians, and that's what America, Babylon the Great, has been doing to Iran. You see what I'm saying? Russia has been doing to Ukraine. Attacking the civilians, man. They don't give a fuck about the bases. They're gonna attack your people. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna weed you out slowly. It's like a tactical warfare. And I put compared to 5G warfare. We could just read it to close it out. So we have the comparisons. You see what I'm saying? So we have the 4G shifts. Fifth generation warfare is information-driven conflict model focused on cognitive manipulation, cyber operations, and semantic disruption rather than the physical insurgent-led battles of fourth generation war. So basically, this is what America did to the Cuban leader. They went in with fifth generation warfare. They used their technology. And also they're doing with this war also, sending drones and stuff like that, and different type of weaponry that they're not going to talk about. You see what I'm saying? While 4G shifts battlefield from military forces to civilian population, Fifth generation warfare shifts the battlefield directly into human mind and digital architecture, often operating completely beneath the threshold of open military conflict. Then you got the core comparisons, primary battlefield, physical urban spaces and civilian infrastructure, human mind, digital networks and financial systems, decentralized non-state actors, insurgencies, and militaries, invisible actors, state supports hackers, approximately in AI algorithms, asymmetric violence, guerrilla tactics, and physical terror, misinformation, cyber attacks, social engineering, and economic sabotage, exalting the enemy's political will to the prolonged physical costs, alternating the perceptions of the target ability to choose self-destruction action. And now we got but non-traditional groups talking credit for physical actions and anonymity, plausible deniability. Victims often do not realize they are under attack, which, like I said, what happened to the dude, what's his name, Moderna, and it happened to Cuba. Was it Cuba? What was it? When they went over there and took the president, I can't remember. Basically what they did, they used like a sound wave weapon, you see what I'm saying? And they killed over 100 soldiers that quick and captured them. That's what they did. That's called a fifth generational warfare. Damn, that's mainly it. I don't want to go into all this, but let's go a little bit. 4G physical, it's physical attacks, insurgents, guerrilla tactics, insurgencies, and guerrilla tactics to make a state's military presence too expensive, political, painful to maintain. 5G bypasses physical violence entirely, uses social media manipulation, deep fakes, data thieves to turn population against its own government, driving polarizing nation and political collapse from within. You got the infrastructure risks, places like schools, hospitals become casualties because combat's physically hide inside them or launch attacks from urban centers. And that's the main thing about this video, because fourth generation warfare. Fifth, digital system become targets. Non-state actors target countries, electrical grid, healthcare software, banking networks via ransomware, cyberware to paralyze the society without firing a single bullet. So that's basically it. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Lord willing, if I let you edify, you got something from it, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom.